was my junior year of college. I was studying at Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, and I was a part of the theater department, which is a very tight, traditional group of people that had a long history of certain events that they held every year. One of them was an Easter brunch, which this particular morning we were preparing. It was being held in a house that was also a big tradition with the theater department. It was rented by someone in the theater department for as long as anybody can remember. It was always a place where you could go and find a place to sleep, get something to eat. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody in the theater department hadn't been in this house, and honestly, I'm pretty sure we never locked the door. So as people were coming in to get ready for this Easter brunch, the doorbell rang, which I thought was really weird because the entire department was invited and everybody just walked in. Everybody, you know, would join us without question. So when I opened the door, I was stunned to see the man that had showed up. My jaw dropped, and I could see from the look on his face, he was as surprised to be there as I was surprised to see him. But yet there he was. He was our graduate exchange student from China. He was studying with the directing program for a semester. And he was really adorable, but quite frankly, up to this point, I'd never heard him say a single word. That had not changed up to this point. It did not change further on. But he was adorable. He was great. He, you know, very fashionable. He had the short hair, the fashionable glasses, the black, you know, required director, you know, outfit. And he had this unusual expression of, I don't know, polite fear. It's the only way I could explain it, which put him right there with the rest of the directors. So I invited him in, thinking to myself, what am I going to do to keep this guy entertained? I was concerned about him being comfortable when the other directors came in and took him under his wing, which left me free to take on the second part of our tradition, which was to watch The Wizard of Oz. Now, the television station in Athens played The Wizard of Oz every Easter Sunday afternoon. And this is pretty much how the day went. People showed up, or they were there from the night before. Either way. We had brunch. People brought casseroles. They were all the same casserole, but it was fine. Cheap champagne mimosas. And then we would clear the coffee table. We would gather up at the sofas, and everybody would get on the couch and on the floor and pillows and blankets, and we'd all sort of nest together and watch The Wizard of Oz, chatting and visiting and eating from a communal basket of Easter candy, and eventually everybody had a nap, a nice nap. It was a good time. We thought so. I thought so. It was a lovely afternoon. So as I'm gathering everybody up, I go to look for my friend, and I don't see him anywhere, so I'm getting people to get seated, and finally I see him across the way, and he's by himself and looking a little lost, and so I go to him and say, would you like to join us on and see the film? And he looked at me once again with this puzzled expression, and as I'm about ready to explain to him, they've cleared a space for him at the sofa in the living room, and they've parted a place, and he realizes he has no choice but to join them. So like a man going to a gallows, he walks over to the sofa and sits down, and he's right in the middle, right in front of the TV, right above the mosh pit of Midwestern undergraduates, and he's stuck. So he looks at me, and all I can say is, it's all right, it'll be okay. So the film starts, he seems to relax a little bit, but he finally says something, the first thing I've heard him say, ever. I like this song. It was when Dorothy was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I like this song. I have heard this song before. And we went, yeah, it's a great song. And it started a conversation among the people that were sitting near him. There were probably about 15 people in the room about how many times have you seen The Wizard of Oz? And, you know, people say, oh, I've seen it at least a half a dozen times. And somebody else would say, oh, my God, I don't know, at least 10, 12. Oh, I try to catch it every year, or I only watch it during tornado season. So somebody asks our friend, so how many times have you seen this film? And our guest, looking straight ahead, said, I have never seen this film before. Everybody in the room stopped talking. You have never seen The Wizard of Oz? You've never seen The Wizard of Oz. Now he's feeling very self-conscious. No, I have never seen this film before. And now he's got a laser attention on the television. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not going to be our average, let's eat some Peeps and take a nap kind of an afternoon. And so as he's watching the film, I'm watching him. And it was wonderful. It was, I am telling you, it was just wonderful. Okay, the bad thing happened. Dorothy got Toto, and Margaret Hamilton comes and snatches the dog and throws him in the basket and pedals off. And he looks at me like, what? And you're just mortified. And I kept saying, it's okay. Just keep watching. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. And of course it is all right, as we know. Toto jumps out the basket, runs back to Dorothy. Everything is good. And I could hear him under his breath going, oh, run, little dog, run, run. And I'm thinking, we have him hooked now. And what was really wonderful is that I knew the best was yet to come. And it was. I am telling you, there was nothing like watching this man's face, watch that black and white film, turn to color, and he's just like, oh, it's so beautiful. He's a director, and I'm thinking he might go through for, concept or convention or something. No, it's so beautiful. And Glenda, he fell in love with. Oh, she is so beautiful, and she is in a bubble. Yes, she is in a bubble, and she is so beautiful. And he loved the Munchkins, and he was, entranced with the Yellow Brick Road. And we felt his betrayal when the apple trees started throwing their apples at him, and he really didn't understand the Tin Man, and we kind of got that. And he completely identified with the Cowardly Lion, which we completely understood as well. And then there were the monkeys. He hated those monkeys. We all hated the monkeys, but we hated them in a whole different way now, watching this man just go, as we thought, monkeys? Monkeys. It was wonderful to watch Dorothy make her escape. But I have never seen a man so sad as when they get back to Oz. And she has missed the balloon back to Kansas because Toto is chased after a cat. He's literally looking at me, and I keep going, keep watching. It's okay. It's okay. And then Glenda, his girlfriend, oh, she is back. Yes, she is back. She is back. Oh, and she comes down, and she tells Dorothy that she's had the power all along to go home. And he turns to me, all along? I said, yes, he's had the power all along. And she goes, click your heels. Keep saying, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. And he kept saying it with her, there's no place like home. And as she's being transported back, he's going, there's no place like home. And he says it directly to the group, there is no place like home. And it was so sweet and sentimental, and he meant it so completely. I couldn't tell whether he was talking about the film or whether he was thinking about his family back in China. As the film was ending up, we said our goodbyes. He has now made new friends, and they're, oh, and laughing hysterically and having a great time. And true to his nature, as everybody's gathering things, I look, and he's actually out the door. But he does turn around, nod, and wave goodbye. And I learned a lot of things that day. I learned, one, a lot of things happen in that movie that are just weird. Seriously. Two, that if you're watching a film and it isn't very good, just keep watching. It'll be all right, or it won't. But mostly what I learned about watching that film, watching that man watch that film, was that if you're going to watch a film, surrender. If you are going to watch a film, go all in. It's so worth it.